Hi class, I hope that you all had a very happy Halloween. Just a couple of things as we move forward this week. First, your mid-course peer evaluations are due on Saturday. I believe that is the 3rd. They are due on Saturday the 3rd. Please make sure that you turn those in. No late work will be accepted on that. So if for some reason you do not turn in your mid-course peer evaluations on time, you will receive a 0 and you will still have to submit it because I need that to calculate your peers' grades. Just a quick note about that. The grade that you receive on your mid-course peer evaluation is based on an average of the scores given to you by your team members. It is not based on my perception of your performance. This is based solely on your peers' perception of your performance. If there is an issue with someone in your group, please let me know in advance. If you feel like there has been an issue with your performance and it's something that needs to be brought to my attention, please let me know so we can address that before those scores are entered. Another thing coming up is the survey. You turned in your methods and sampling framework last night. I'll get to grading those in the next few days. Hopefully you will receive them before next Wednesday and you can make corrections as needed. But the survey is what is coming up next and I need you to shift your focus to that. If you haven't been using that Google Sheets that I sent you, please go ahead and take a quick look at that as you enter your research questions and decide which survey questions correspond with each research question. Remember that the only information you can use to answer those research questions is what you gather from your survey. So you need to thoroughly answer all of those research questions using questions in your survey. And you also need to make sure that your survey stays on track. I know the directions in the course that your survey should be no more than 20 questions. I apologize for that. The directions in the course are written by someone unfamiliar with public health, unfamiliar with surveys, and unfamiliar with how this assignment really works. Your survey should be between 20 and 25 questions to gather enough data to thoroughly answer your research questions. And that will include your demographic questions. Please try and keep your demographic questions to less than 7 because we really want to get good data on your topic, and you don't necessarily need to collect every possible demographic information. So keep an eye on your surveys. I am happy to review your surveys in advance as long as you submit them to me by Sunday evening. I will get them back to you by Monday night with questions and comments so that you can make those changes before you submit the surveys for real the following Wednesday. There is going to be a very tight turnaround time from the time you submit your surveys to receive my feedback, to make changes, to submitting your IRB applications. So if you have time and can submit your survey in advance, this really will help with the amount of work that you have to do next week. And please do not be alarmed if you submit your survey for comments and there is a comment on every question. The reason for that is we want the survey to be good. We want to be measuring the correct thing. We want to make sure that the survey questions are as well written as possible. And so I will be a little bit nitpicky on that when I make the comments to you, just because this is your one chance to collect data and we want it to be great. Something to keep in mind this week as you go forward. Since we are heading into election season next week, there are a lot of polls being reported on the news, especially on NPR and other news sources like that. If you listen to how the statistics are being reported, that gives you a very good idea of how you should report your statistics in your results section. And I will send out a couple of examples of some of that reporting that has been going on. As you listen to that, please know I'm not making a political statement or a statement about any of the information that's being presented. It's just the style of presentation that I want you to pay attention to. You'll notice as you listen to that, the information is broken into different subcategories. It's reported as, for example, 4 out of 10 people say this, or 75% of people. It's just the style. Just want you to hear the style over and over with different data, so that when you go to write yours, you have a little bit of background as to what we're looking for and how data should be reported. Another really good source for reporting data is to go back and look at those peer-reviewed journal articles that you looked at during your lit review. Their results section is written exactly how your results section needs to be. You need to get the most important information across without any analysis. We'll do the analysis in the discussion section. So just if you happen to be in the car with the radio on over the next couple of weeks, just listen for how statistics are reported, and it will help you moving forward. I've received a couple of questions about how you're going to analyze your data. Don't worry about the analysis portion yet. I know it sounds really scary, but if you're interested, you can use either SPSS or Excel to analyze that data. If you're familiar with SAS data, any of those, you're also welcome to use them. I don't have a preference on what you use to analyze your data. Excel is available for free to all BYU Idaho students, so that would be my recommendation unless you have some familiarity with SPSS, in which case that is an excellent option. So just a couple of things to keep in mind as we move forward. Make sure that mid-course peer evaluation is turned in by Saturday night. And if you would like early feedback on that survey, please make sure to email that to me by Sunday evening so I can get you feedback by Monday night. I hope that you have a great week, and welcome to November. We're getting close to the end of the semester, or so I'm telling myself. Bye.